It's November, so you probably think the garden is completely closed down, but believe it or not, there are some things you must plant this month. In this video, I'm going to tell you at least 5 things you got to be growing in November, whether you live in a cold climate, a hot climate, or somewhere in between. So let's get into it. Let's start with the easiest climate to talk about, and that's for all of us that are living in pretty warm parts of the world. So this is where your temperatures are going to be ranging from 45 to 65, 75, you might even hit 80 in November. In these places, you can still grow so many things in your garden because there's not a chance of frost. Here are 5 quick producing crops that you can grow as the temperatures start to finally cool down. Let's start with leaves first. Arugula could not be an easier green to grow in the garden. These things give and give and give some more, and you can plant these right now to have arugula all winter long in your garden. Next up, one of my favorite greens is Swiss chard. Plant this now. This plant will start to flourish in the middle of winter, and this plant will stay alive for years in your garden because you're in a warm climate. Now let's move on to the roots. Radishes are one of the easiest things to grow, and these are going to work great in your climate because they're going to grow, be ready to harvest before we even get to the holidays. Different from radishes, carrots are going to take up a lot more time in your garden, but you can plant them now and then harvest them for a springtime feast. And finally, peas. These are going to grow over your head on your trellises. They will grow all winter long in your climate, and you're going to have fresh peas in December, January, and even February. If you love this idea of knowing exactly what to plant in your garden every single month of the year, then you got to get the Gardenary calendar. It's completely free. You can grab it at gardenary.com/calendar, or just check the link right below this video. Now, if you live in a mild climate, this is where your temperatures range from 35 to 65, maybe hitting 75, and you definitely have a chance of frost. Here are the things that you can grow and plant in November. They all can survive frost. Some of them even get better after frost. We're focusing on leaves and roots here. So spinach is frost tolerant. It is delicious once it gets hit with a little bit of cold, and it thrives in cooler temperatures. If you failed before at growing spinach, you've got to grow it in the winter because it loves cold temps. Next up is red mustard. I love growing these when it's cold. I've seen my mustards literally snowed on, frosted on, and iced over, and they still bounce back. They make the most delicious stir-fried or sauteed greens in the dead of winter. Next up is cilantro. Have you been killing all your cilantro? It's because you're trying to grow it in the middle of the summer with your tomatoes. Cilantro loves it when it's cold. And here in my mild climate garden, cilantro thrives all winter long. November is a perfect time to plant some seeds. Now I've got at least 2 roots you can plant this winter. The first is beets. Beets are frost tolerant, frost resistant. They will grow even when it's cold, and they don't mind a cooler soil. You can plant the seeds now. They'll start to develop. They may pause a little bit if it gets really cold in the middle of the winter, and then they'll bounce right back and finish off in the spring. And finally, the most important root of all to grow in November. Actually, it's not a root. It's technically a bulb, but garlic has to be planted in November if you're in a mild climate. You want to plant garlic about 2 to 3 weeks after your first frost. Garlic needs to go in when the soil temps start to go down, and garlic actually needs about 10 weeks of temperatures below 40 degrees before it's going to start to grow in the spring. So do not, I repeat, do not let November pass without planting some garlic in your mild climate garden. Listen, over the last few years, I've become totally obsessed with knowing when to do what in the garden. I've gardened in 3 different climates, Houston, Chicago, and Nashville, and help people garden all over the world. And I figured the biggest question almost all of us are asking is, when I've got 5 minutes, what do I do in the garden this time of year? And that's why I wrote my brand new book called The 5-Minute Gardener. The 5-Minute Gardener comes out January of 2025, and you can get your hands on this copy and get invited to our big exclusive book launch party that's happening right around the days when the book comes out. Check out the link right below this video. Get your book, and you'll always know what to do in the garden, when to do it, even if you've only got 5 minutes. Finally, for my cold northerners, I hear you, I feel you, I have been you. So if you're in a place that is already freezing, if you've already gotten your first frost or snow, and you know that pretty much every day from here on out until maybe, I don't know, Mother's Day is going to have a potential for snow or ice, then here are some things even you can plant this month. So let's start off with leaves. You can grow leaves indoors in November. You can grow microgreens and you can grow sprouts, so you can have fresh salads every single day of the winter time. Even if you look out your window and all you can see is white, you can have green on your plate that you grew yourself. So let's start with broccoli microgreens. These are so good for you. I just saw a study recently that compared broccoli sprouts to broccoli microgreens to actual broccoli, and the microgreens and the sprouts majorly outperformed the nutritional value that you get in your body than the big head of broccoli you get from the grocery. So don't doubt the power of growing these, okay? So you can grow these as sprouts or as microgreens, and you can actually grow them every single week. Another microgreen that I love growing is kohlrabi. This also has tons of nutrients for you, loads of antioxidants that are going to get you through the winter season. And these can be grown again as sprouts or microgreens too. The next green I highly recommend starting from seed indoors is Swiss chard. If you live in a climate where the soil is going to start to be workable around the end of January or February, then Swiss chard is a great green to start indoors. You can actually harvest from the leaves. They'll grow pretty well with just some lights over them, just like some seed starting lights. You can start to grow and enjoy little bitty cuts of these leaves in January and in February, and then you'll have these nice mature plants that are ready to plant out into the garden as soon as the soil is workable. And the next superfood to start indoors alongside your Swiss chard is kale. Kale is the same story. You can grow it under lights all winter long. You can cut from the leaves. The plant will produce a lot of leaves, even if it's indoors. It doesn't need a heating mat. It likes cooler temps. It just needs a little bit of light to help it along. Then as soon as your soil is workable in January or February, dig a little hole, transfer the plants, and you're going to have kale all year long from your garden. And finally, there is one root you can grow. Actually, it's a bulb, and this is garlic. If you haven't planted garlic in your garden yet, now is the time. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Literally in Chicago one winter, I was out like ice picking in my garden in December to try to get some garlic bulbs into the ground. And so do not wait to December, do it right now. If you've already had a frost, count 2 to 3 weeks after your first frost, and it's time to put some garlic cloves in the ground. So you'll end up with these beautiful big bulbs by May or June of next year. I don't know about you, but I like to eat every single day of the year. And that's why at Gardenary, we talk about planting year round and always finding something you can grow yourself that you can pick and eat today. So if you love this kind of idea of growing a little bit or a lot of your own food, then you better hit that subscribe button like right away, because we're going to be posting all year long about ways that you can grow more delicious, nutritious food yourself. And while you're at it, be sure to hit that share button and tell your friends, your mom, your dad, your brother, sister, anybody you know that they should start growing a little bit of their own food too. And don't forget, you can find all these incredible seeds that we talked about today and the tools to plant them with inside the Gardenary shop. I'll be sure to link all that for you right below this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for growing right alongside us. And thank you for making the garden part of your life too. I'll see you next time.